today on Honor 103.5 FM. My name is Eniola Afolabi, the sports marshal. Glad to be back on the driving seat, or in the driving seat, to talk sports on Honor 103.5 FM. Ayomikun is also keeping his shirt on the program this morning. Ayomikun, good morning to you. Welcome to Sports Studio on Honor 103.5 FM.
Yeah, good morning to you, and good morning to you, sport lovers. This beautiful Tuesday morning. It's good to be back here to talk sport this beautiful morning. Then, yesterday we saw the Super Falcons of Nigeria doing what they know how to do best, and of course, getting that ticket to the next stages of the FIFA Women's World Cup. Good one for them. Let's do this beautiful morning.
You said doing what they know how to do best, as if they've been doing it consistently.
I mean, they did this.
This is the second time they will be. Third time they'll be getting to this stage. Second time, rather, getting to the knockout stage of the FIFA World Cup. First was the quarter-final stage they got to in 1999. That in the United States. For me, it's good to talk sports with you, to be in the studio to talk sports with you again on Honor 103.5 FM. So let's get the show on. Let's get to talk sports this beautiful Tuesday morning. So much to talk about as far as football, sports is concerned. We've got stories from the transfer market. Interestingly, the FIFA Women's World Cup is still very much on. We will be definitely talking about that. Of interest to us is, or let me say, our games that will be starting in the next, in less than 30 minutes. That's Denmark against China, and England will also be in action. And that's because the game would ultimately determine who
our next opponent
Nigeria will play against in the next round of the FIFA Women's World Cup. We get to talk about that, and as well talk about games played today. 18 games unbeaten streak for United States of America at the FIFA Women's World Cup, but it was an unconvincing performance from them. Held to a goalless draw, or held Portugal to a goalless draw today, but they qualified as the second best team in the Group E, with Netherlands, the Dutch, topping the group after defeating Vietnam by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 goes to nothing. Let's start with football, and women's football for that matter. You like women, I know.
I like women football.
Yes, you like women and women football.
Yes, I think it was surprising seeing the USA coming at second in the group, the likes of Netherlands. I was thinking it's going to be a group dominated by the USA. Of course, they are the defending champion, and of course, back-to-back champion also. So, moving forward, I was thinking they're going to give that brilliant result, but then they play a goalless draw against the Portuguese side, which I believe they did not have the experience like the United States guys. But then this is football; anything can just happen, and we have been seeing that in this series of World Cup.
Okay, we're still going to come back to women football, but let's talk women basketball, because the Tigress, Nigerian female basketball team, they're also doing very well for themselves in faraway Rwanda. 2 wins out of 2 for the Tigress. First, they defeated Congo Democratic Republic, and 2 days ago, they hammered Egypt too to qualify for the quarterfinals and top the group. Up next for them is either Mozambique or Ivory Coast, who comes face to face today, and the game is going to be played on Thursday. So much is going in the Tigress favor.
Honestly, I think we just need to applaud these girls because going to this tournament, we know what was going on right there at the federation level, and the training of these players, these guys are very new when it comes to representing Nigeria, but going to the competition, they did well against DR Congo, and of course against Egypt, which I was even doubting they're going to get that result. But then, they scored over 80 points in that game. So to tell you the quality of those players, and kudos to the coach of that team also. She's very new in the system. She's a new coach also.
Everything about the team is new.
It's new, but then they are getting
new coach.
New team,
a number of new players.
New team, new backroom staff, but then they are giving us a brilliant result, which we just have to commend. So far, so good. I think we need to commend those girls.
Okay. Up next for them on Thursday will either be Ivory Coast or Mozambique.
Yeah.
You think either of the two poses a major threat to the Tigers?
To me, I think Ivory Coast will be a very tough game. But then
because they defeated the Amen team.
Yeah. So I think they have some quality in that team. Also, several foreign players in that Ivory Coast team compared to the Mozambique side. So I think if we go head to head with the likes of Mozambique, we will be able to get the victory we deserve. But then going against Ivory Coast, which I still believe we can still get the result, but then it will be very, very difficult because those Ivory Coast team has been together for a while. They've been there even from the last Afro Basketball Championship. So I think it will be difficult for us to go head to head with them, but then we can still get the result.
Okay, wishing the Tigers all the best as they file out for their quarterfinal clash. Remember, they've won the competition back to back, and of course they are the defending champions of the Afro Basket Championship. Even though they qualified automatically for World Cup, and they never get to play at the World Cup.
It's one of the problem surrounding the Federation of Basketball in Nigeria. We saw what happened when they get the qualification to the World Cup, and of course, because of administrative issue, they did not make it to the World Cup. Coming back, some players left. A new coach, several other financial issues also surrounding the team. But then they were able to put that thing behind them and focus on the results in this tournament, and they're getting the result perfectly well.
Okay, let's talk Formula One because Max Verstappen wins Belgian Grand Prix. It was his 45th in Formula One, and it was also the 13th win in a row for the Red Bull team, dating back to last season. Verstappen was in imperious form as he came from 6th on the grid to win the Belgian Grand Prix. He's a Red Bull driver, and this is the 8th consecutive victory in the final race before summer break extended his championship lead to 125 points. Verstappen led Sergio Perez home to a Red Bull 1-2, but was in another league from his teammates. That Ferrari's Charles Leclerc, who took third ahead of Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton and Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso. Verstappen drove cautiously in the early laps as he picked his way up from his unusually low grid position. So much to reel out from that, but my point is Verstappen doing very, very well, and looks like he has completely sidelined Lewis Hamilton.
Completely. Starting from last season, he won more than 15 titles last season, and he has continued that impressive run this season also. I mean, all the races in this season has been won by Red Bull. I don't know what is going wrong right there at their back room, but then I think they are doing a perfectly. They are doing a big job right there in the backroom staff right there with Red Bull. They have been dominating, and even at this Belgian Grand Prix, Sergio Perez came second for Red Bull also. The likes of Lewis Hamilton, the likes of Charles Leclerc, they have been struggling. So far so good this season. Mercedes has not been doing well. Aston Martin also have been pulling some little challenges, but then it has been widely dominated by this Red Bull team. So I think this season is just for Red Bull completely.
Okay, let's talk about the Nigerian Wrestling Federation, who has expressed readiness ahead of the second Governor Diri National Wrestling Classics, as over 800 wrestlers across the country from different states and clubs compete for honor. The National Classics, which will be held at the Indoor Sports Hall of the Samson Siasia Sports Complex in Bayelsa State capital from August 4 to 10, 2023, will serve as qualifiers for the forthcoming Pre-Olympic World Championship in Serbia. Speaking to the newsman in Lagos, Iyenegua, President of the Nigerian Federation, Wrestling Federation, Daniel Igali, said that Nigeria should expect wrestling at the best in the National Classics. Igali, Olympic champion himself, but for Canada, has been doing so well to put wrestling on the map, world map for Nigeria.
Over the years, wrestling is one of our major strengths. We saw what happened at the Commonwealth game. I mean, we won some couple of golds and silver medals. To me, I think we should just develop more interest in wrestling because we have the talent, we have people that are ready to represent the country, we have the experience right there in the Nigerian Wrestling Federation. So I think it's high time we focus more on this wrestling, and trust me, we are going to get a massive result from this Wrestling Federation.
Okay, Nigeria under-19 cricket team on Sunday could not scratch out its sweat from the top-ranked Namibian team as they lost by 53 runs. were in Tanzania. Nigerian youth team, well, they lost in Tanzania. That's the cricket world, and well, I was thinking, I was not expecting much from these guys, considering the fact that we are just coming up in cricket. Some would argue that, but the fact is, we are just coming up in cricket. Yeah,
to me, honestly, I think we just need to encourage these guys. They are still under 19. They still have a long way to go, and we are still new in the system when it comes to cricket. But then, over the months, we've been seeing some quality results from that cricket team also. So I think we can just develop more, because we still have a long way to go. Even in the world of rugby also, we've been getting some decent results, which we are still new to the system. So I think with this, we just need to channel more effort also to the Cricket Federation, and definitely we are going to get a massive result from that also.
Okay, it was an action-packed event at the hockey pitch of the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja as a National Hockey Super League kicked off in grand style. Defending champions of the male and female category, Kada Stars of Kaduna and Delta Queens, started from the blazing form they left off in the last year's tournament, as both had an emphatic victories over their opponents. The Kaduna-based team showed no pity to their counterpart as they beat Plateau male team with a 3-0 victory to send a warning signal to the rest of the male teams. Meanwhile, the runner-up of last year's event, Police Machines and IGP male team, had a narrow win over Niger Flickers and Edo male team respectively. That's coming from handball this morning.
Definitely, when it comes to hockey, I think Kada Star is one of the biggest. Is one of the biggest team when it comes to the hockey federation right in Nigeria. They had the defending champion. They got some decent results over the years, and also I think I've witnessed them playing right there in Kaduna. Then I think they have a good structure when it comes to, developing players from the grassroots right there in Kaduna when it comes to hockey, and they have been getting results from every angle. So kudos to the Kada Stars for getting that famous victory against Plateau teams.
Okay, spectators at the DC Open were warned that Ukraine's Elena Svitolina will not shake hands with Victoria Azarenka during the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Svitolina has refused to shake hands with opponents from Russia and Belarus. Belarusian Azarenka was booed after Svitolina beat her at Wimbledon, and to avoid a repeat, the scoreboard showed a message during Svitolina's 7-6, 7-2, 6-4 first-round win in Washington, D.C. At the end of match, both players are headed straight to the sidelines, and the umpire, two-time Australian Open champion Azarenka, playing on her 34th birthday, said the warning to fans had arrived 18 months too late and asked whether it was a big story. Both players had failed to clinch the first set on their own serve before Wimbledon semi-final. Svitolina won in a tie break. Let's go on a commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk more stories, especially from football this time around. It's still Sports Studio on Honor 103.5 FM.
On 103.5 FM.
Have you been to a top-notch hotel in Ibadan? A one-stop at Hotel The Field in Bodija is an experience you don't want to miss. The aesthetic edifice is laced with 24 hours electricity supply, AC tight rooms, serene environment, courteous staff, and all comfort you can ever think of. Don't go too far. Sample our services. We have superior bed space, executive bed space, deluxe, studio, big space for all occasions, with all the comforts you can ever think of within and outside the country, Nigeria. Visit number 1B, Ululonge Street, Salami Estate, Bodija, Ibadan, or call 08033-950-705. Hotel The Field, one stop for comfort.
Are you in need of captivating graphic designs? Would you like to print banners, stickers, and flyers? Immaculate Digital Prints got you covered. We We offer all kinds of printing services and production of jotters, paper bags, and programs for events. For more inquiries, kindly check in at Suite 3, Sprays Complex, Darlington Street, Mokola, Ibadan, or call 0810-9873-754 or 0708-644-1109, or check out our IG page at Immaculate Digital Prints NG. Immaculate Digital Prints, delighting hearts.
On 103.5 FM.
Okay, good to know you are still there listening to Sports Today on Honor 103.5 FM, your daily sports breakfast sports show on your favorite radio dial. Let's turn our attention to football this lovely Tuesday morning. All the 8 participating teams set to compete at the NNL relegation playoff scheduled to begin in Kano State at the Sonny Abacha Stadium from August 6 to 10 have rejected the choice of Kano as the host of the playoff. In a joint press statement signed by the teams on Sunday, the club cited health concerns as reasons for the rejection of the venue. With the 8 teams built to take part in the relegation playoffs in Kano, bring you our sporting regards. As everyone is aware from a memo sent by the Nigerian National League last week reminding all the designated clubs about the playoff venues. Okay, let me go to the nitty-gritty. Like we are aware, diphtheria has been an outbreak of great concern in our country that even the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has put it on high priority in Nigeria. As of June 2023, 798 of diphtheria cases have been confirmed and 80 deaths were recorded in June. About 439 of suspected cases came alone from Kano, of which 160 were later confirmed. In July already, 130 additional cases have been confirmed even before the month ended. Because of this reason, they have rejected Kano.
To me, I think it's a good one. They just have to consider the health issue also. Probably they should just change it venue to other places, even from the northern side of Nigeria.
Bring it to Ibadan.
Maybe.
Okay. Okay. The captain of Zambia women's national team, that's Barbara Banda, has made history at the ongoing FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand by netting the tournament 1,000 goal since 1991. Okay, I remember China playing host to the first edition of the FIFA Women's World Cup in 1991. The 23-year-old Shanghai Shenzhou forward who plays club trade in the Chinese Women's Super League scored from the penalty spot in the 31st minute to double Zambia's lead over their Group C opponent, that Costa Rica. In opening her account in the tournament, Barbara set a personal and indefinite record on the global stage by netting the 1,000 goal scored in the FIFA Women's World Cup since the inception. Okay, let's turn our attention to the Falcons of Nigeria. Super Falcons under Radio Waldron. They played a goalless draw against Republic of Ireland yesterday to finish second with 5 points. And Australia coming out in that group as a group winner on 6 points, winning 2 games and losing 1 to the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Ayomikun, you saw the game. I mean, going to the second round of the competition, how will you describe that that last game against Republic of Ireland?
Okay, I think I will start from their first game against Canada, which they gave me a surprise by getting a draw from that game, and the second game, which personally I don't believe they will get that 3 point, but they did that.
If Canada game is a surprise, what do you call Australian win?
Super surprise.
Surprise. super surprise.
Super surprise.
Maybe we still have more surprises.
Maybe, because in the last game against Ireland yesterday, I understand that the guys were so calm. They were not rushing. They were just playing calm in that game. Probably fatigue are setting and all that, because I was expecting them.
Too early to talk about fatigue.
But then we cannot take fatigue from the performance yesterday. We saw some clear chances which we should have converted to. Score.
We have always missed chances.
Yes, but yesterday was just different against Republic of Ireland. We clear chances from Asisa Oshiala and some other players in that game. So I was thinking probably they're just playing calm, maybe because they know that Canada was losing against Australia. So then they were just relaxing and just getting a draw from that game. But then leaving the group stage was a good one for us. And of course, even with the issue surrounding that team before the World Cup.
Let's look at it this way. Nigeria needed only a draw to qualify for the second round against Ireland. I mean, they had the game in control. They were not pushing too hard.
Yeah, they were not pushing too hard.
They were playing consciously. I mean, you want to blame them for that?
To me, I think they should have just think ahead, because finishing second in that group will give them a very top opponent in the round of 16, which possibly will be playing against the English team also. Which
the question I'm going to ask you again is:
it'll be difficult for us.
Is there no? Tell me which team is not strong in this tournament so far. If you qualify for the second round, okay. Nigeria qualified as a second in the group.
Yeah.
If you are meeting Nigeria, I don't think there's any team that will set up against Nigeria and believe Nigeria is a walk in the park.
I would not believe that, but then
it's still the same way for every other team.
But then
once you are qualified once you qualify for the second round or the next round, it means you are good enough.
But then we know the quality of that English side. They are the European champion. They have tactical players, the likes of Lauren James.
And they're going to most likely play against 11-time African champion too.
11-time African champion?
Yes.
Okay, let's wait and see.
And, that's one area that I want you to look at. If you say, second best team in the group, this. Nigeria is second best team in the group, coming out of our own group. Does that mean Nigeria is not strong enough?
No, at all. At least we got some results which proved that team is strong enough. To play against any opponent. But then
Olympic champions to a goalless draw.
Olympic champion was destroyed by Australia by 4 goals to nothing.
And the same Australia
Olympic champion is just a title. It's just a title.
Yeah, the same Australia that defeated them suffered in the hands of Nigeria too. So that's football for you, and that's the angle. We have to be broad in looking at all the issues.
There we go.
Football is not. It's our duty. Once we are on here like this, we try to. I've listened to a whole lot of analysis from different people. Some castigating Falcons, saying, we should have finished strong in the group, and play a less fancied opponent. But in that tournament, among the countries that have qualified for, let me take you to Group E that was concluded today. Group E. United States finished second in that group, and they are the defending champions. They've won this competition several times. Does that mean they are not strong enough?
We know the quality of that USA team.
Yes.
But then
what if the Dutch came second? Are we going to say the Dutch are not also strong side? So we should look at it that way. They got their job done. They needed to get a point to qualify for the next round.
And they did.
Without conceding a goal, without having a major scare. We should look at it from that perspective.
Yeah, kudos to them. They did well from that group. They did not lose any game against Canada, against the host Australia, and the last game against Australia. They did not lose any of those games. But then, moving forward, the round of 16 will be very, 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 very more competitive and more difficult.
No doubt about that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's quickly check out some transfer stories as we hit home stretch. Bayern Munich are prepared to break their club record 80 million euro fee to sign 30-year-old England striker Harry Kane. Tottenham and Bayern Munich held talks in London yesterday, and about £25 million apart in the evaluation of Kane. Tottenham could use the money raised by Kane's sales to bring in Barcelona Ivory Coast midfielder, that's Frank Kessie, 26, and 28-year-old defender Clement Lenglet. Tottenham are eyeing Nottingham Forest £50 million rated Wales forward Bernard Johnson, and Chelsea co-owner Todd Boehly faces competition from Barcelona in offering a player plus cash deal to PSG for 24-year-old forward Mbappe. Chelsea are exploring a potential swap deal involving Belgium striker Romelu Lukaku, 30, and Juventus 23-year-old Serbia forward Dusan Vlahovic. PSG have rekindled their interest in Eintracht Frankfurt's 24-year-old France forward Randa Kolo Muani. And Chelsea's 20-year-old England defender Levi Colwill has agreed to sign a new 6-year contract. Liverpool are preparing an improved offer for Southampton's £50 million retail Belgium midfielder Romeo Lavia, with Chelsea and Manchester United also keen on the 19-year-old. Burnley are in talks with Arsenal over season-long loan deal for 23-year-old Belgium midfielder Abbas Sambi Lokonga. So much to bring about, but Harry Kane seems to be the biggest in the news now as far as a transfer is concerned. You think this deal can be done? Yeah,
definitely. Most of us are expecting that deal to come true. I want to see.
It can be done or will be done?
Will be done, as we are saying it now, because personally, I want to see Harry Kane leaving Tottenham. I want to see him winning title because of the quality of what he can do.
So you hate Tottenham that much?
I just want to see him, lifting the trophy to his name.
Okay. Let's also talk about Romelu Lukaku too. Juventus and Chelsea holding talks.
I know.
On a possible swap deal.
Yeah, I know. Lukaku will not stay at Chelsea, but going to Juventus, I think is more familiar with Italian Serie A. So going to Juventus, I think is possible and it's very, very visible.
Our time is up on the program, but just enough time to talk about Barcelona, who could move for Atletico Madrid's Portugal forward Joao Felix, 23, France winger Ousmane Dembele, 26, joined PSG. This guy, Felix, I thought he would still be in Chelsea, and if former manager is still in charge, he will still have been Chelsea player by now.
Yeah, definitely, he will still have been a Chelsea player, but then Pochettino make it clear that Felix is not part of his plan, so you just have to, part way and seek for another club right there in Europe.
In fee, don't do too high. Anyway, let's pack our bags and leave the studio this morning to return tomorrow for the midweek edition of Sports Today on 103.5 FM. Time for you to say your parting shot.
Definitely, it's nice doing this with you this brief Tuesday morning. We'll be back here tomorrow to give you the biggest and the latest coming from the world of sports.
It's nice talking sports with you too, and it's nice knowing that you are out there listening to Sports Today on Honor 103.5 FM. This is Eniola Afolabi, your one and only sports marshal, taking a big leave out of you this beautiful Tuesday morning, hoping to return bigger and better tomorrow for fresh and exciting edition of Sports Today. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day and keep it locked down on your biggest and the best radio station, Honor 103.5 FM. Honor and integrity, our watchword. Good morning.